What's going on, Bulls Nation? Welcome in to CHGO Bulls Pregame, presented by Circus Sportsbook. Download that Circus Sports Illinois app at circusports.com/Illinois-app to sign up today. What's going on, everybody? I'm Peck. You can follow me on Twitter at Bulls_Peck. My guy, Big Dave, with me, BAWL Sports. Our pal producer, Joey Spath, is on the controls. Will to go Gottlieb at the UC tonight for the second night of a back-to-back. Follow him, too, for all of his updates throughout tonight's game. Will_Gottlieb. He will join us during postgame.
He will.
Bulls still playing at home. Still trying to get their fifth win of the season. They fell to 4-9 last night. Very similar script in the two Orlando losses.
Yeah.
33 points a half.
Yes.
Ridiculous, miraculous fourth quarter comeback that falls short. And now the Bulls have themselves a different test tonight as the 7-win streak Heat come to town with our old friend Jimmy Buckets. Dave, how are you, buddy?
I'm great. I almost did something before I got here that I didn't want to do. And I almost put on a pair of pants.
Wow.
I was not happy.
Still
about
holding
it.
strong.
Holding strong.
What do we got, November 18th? Not seen this man wear pants yet.
Thanksgiving is next week.
Yeah,
for those
Thanksgiving.
keeping track.
Yeah, Thanksgiving next week. I've checked the weather. It's coming to an end. I know it's coming to an end. I get it, but as long as the days are like 50 or 60,
right? And it was like sunny and 50-something earlier today. I thought about rocking the Berks tour today. I was like, it's gonna get down into the low 40s by the time we're done tonight.
Like in the 30s and stuff.
That's some cold toes.
Correct. So I was like, I'm holding on tight though. I'm holding on strong. Holding on strong.
Powering through.
I love shorts.
Shout out to everybody who came and hung out with us at our takeover last night.
Yeah.
Tremendous fun despite the result. Some of our ride or die people who support us here at CHGO Bulls, Marcos, JR from GR, who came in from Mish, Scott, great meeting you, hanging out with you. Peter,
Benjamin,
pleasure to meet you.
Alexis.
Alexis, also, obviously.
Jen.
Cool people.
Cool people.
Bulls fans are cool people.
Bulls fans are cool people. That is absolutely correct, man.
If you wanted to come to the takeover last night and couldn't make it work with your schedule or whatever else, we do have another fun hang coming up November 28th. Bulls Celtics. We are doing that at Wings and Rings on Halstead.
Yes.
Come hang out there with us, get some food, get some bevies, and watch the Bulls take on the Celtics. I believe that's a Tuesday night. So
correct. And most importantly, it's free.
Free.
Just come on and show up.
Just RSVP so we know what kind of crowd to expect.
That's
and we'll see y'all there.
Free.
Free.
Free. I can't stress it enough. Free.
Does that mean you're picking up the whole tab for everybody, Dave?
Oh, the tab of 0? Yes. Free. All right. Lady Bird Angel is already confirmed. She will be there, dog. All right. I can't wait. I'm going to tell some more Bulls Nation, the big ones.
Sound the alarm. We got to get Romina and Melissa on board.
Romina, Melissa.
Have them bring their crew.
Get Pat the designer, hit him up. You know what I mean? Yes, we're gonna try to bring some people out because it's free. Free. What is it, Joey?
Free.
There it is.
And free tastes better.
Free taste awesome. That's a T-shirt. Free tastes better. Free tastes better is a T-shirt.
If you need to make your own T-shirts that say various things, I got a guy.
Every time Big Dave tells me a quote, I just store it in here for later use, and then I bring it back. I bring it back up later in an attempt to impress him.
For those of you who are, Joey is not on camera, so when he said store it in here, he didn't mean the computer he's sitting at. He pointed to his brain
and his mind too.
Yep. There's a section just of Big Dave isms.
A Big Dave ism section in your brain. I'm in your brain, Joe. I'm excited about that. Thank you, Joseph. It's pretty cool.
That is cool.
I apologize to all your loved ones that Joey probably quotes me to. I apologize to your lady, to baby Joey, to whoever's around him.
Well, he's just spreading the knowledge.
That's true. But
the wisdom of Dave.
But they might be like, geez, are you still talking about this guy? We get it. He's awesome. He's amazing. We understand. But God, let it go.
Well, I don't always attribute the quotes to you. Sometimes I just say them and try to appear wise.
So you're stealing is what you're saying.
Yeah, plagiarizing.
Plagiarizing. But you still haven't gotten him a report, even though you're plagiarizing.
Well, he banned ChatGPT. All right, on to the Bulls.
On to the Bulls. I wanted to start by touching on a play the Bulls had last night near the end of that game while they were making that comeback. If you haven't seen it, you should go check out our guy Wildigo Gottlieb's tweet where he broke down the video of it. So it wasn't their final play of the game, the one that ended with Zach LaVine getting stripped. Yeah. But it was their second to last play when they were down 99-97, an ATO play from Billy Donovan that as Will orchestrated in his breakdown, worked really well because, hey, it was action involving Zach and DeMar, and one setting a screen for the other, which I think Bulls fans have been clamoring to see more of. Zach, even though it didn't, end up working because Vooch's corner three didn't go in, talked about it after the game, saying that it was a great play, me and DeMar in action, able to get him down. I slipped out. They went with me. DeMar was able to get downhill, made the great pass. We'll take that shot every day of the week with Vooch taking an uncontested three. And Will, broke it down even a bit further in one of the articles he wrote, ALLCITY.com, about last night's game, and pointed out the fact that Vooch is a 46% shooter from corner threes. And he was wide open. And why was he wide open? Because Jonathan Isaac from the strong side, shrugged off Vooch to help when DeMar beat his man off the dribble and was getting into the paint. Yeah. And it was because of the Zach setting a screen and slipping action that prompted all of that to end up getting Vooch a wide open good look. Yeah. Unfortunately, he didn't knock it down, but it was about as good of a look as you can get. Zach, Billy both said, hey, we'll take that shot every time. Vooch hits that three, you're up one.
Yeah. Changes the game and the complexion of everything. I didn't have a problem with the play. That was not my issue at all. I thought I agree completely. Like, it was the right play. So people were complaining about the play. I'm like, no, that was the right play to run. Like, I love that breakdown. My issue, and even though he stated what he's shooting from the corner, was the fact Vooch was even in the game at that point in time. On those kind of plays, if you're running that, I would rather go with known shooters than go with Vooch in that situation. Understand he's shooting 46%, you know what I mean, from there. But Vooch, even in that game, was 4 of 16 and 0 of 2 from the line going up into that point. So it's not like Vooch has been setting the world on fire. You know what I mean? Scoring and things.
We have also, just to play devil's advocate, see Vooch drill big threes late in games when he has not been shooting well.
Correct.
We've seen that.
But he's usually drained them from the top of the key.
Yeah.
But in that instance, when you're going to drive and I want the defender to collapse, he's going to collapse because he's not going to respect Vooch at all. No matter what he's shooting to that in his career from there, in that game, he knows he's off. He's going to cheat all the time. So I would rather have just another shooter out there where he has to at least think twice.
Right.
He didn't think twice at all. He just immediately collapsed.
Right.
And that's why Vooch was wide open. So, again, I love the play. I thought it was a great play. I don't put any of that on Billy or whoever, on those guys. But I just didn't want Vooch in there because he was having a terrible game. And I don't think he's somebody that they were worried about.
And to that point about Vooch being in there on a rough night, I think I saw it from Cody Westerland of 670, and it was Caruso who mentioned it, so it wasn't like Vooch taking the credit for himself. You may have noticed that Vooch didn't come back in until very late in the fourth quarter.
Correct.
He was at the scorer's table getting ready to check in for the next time out at around the 6-minute mark, but Drummond was on the floor for that group that was making a run, and Vooch went back over to Billy at the timeout and said, leave them out there. So Vooch actually prevented himself from getting back into that game earlier in the fourth quarter than he did.
He did.
So he recognized that. I don't have an issue, even with Vooch not shooting the ball well that night. The shot was a great shot. You generated a good look at a wide open corner three.
It was a good look.
I'll take it. But I think the bigger point is, and I see Ian in the comments saying, how do the Bulls it was a previous Ian comment about, the Bulls should beat the Magic if they want to contend. It shouldn't come down to the last shot. And while I agree with you, because I was sitting there embarrassed as a Bulls fan on Wednesday and Friday night, but I think the bigger point is, if we are going to have to watch this Bulls offense for another month or so before a Zach LaVine trade may or may not come, then how can we make this more digestible what kind of wrinkles can Billy put into this offense to make it like not just the same, slam your head against a brick wall kind of stuff, and getting Zach and DeMar in actions where they're setting screens for each other opens up that kind of stuff, and we want to see more of it.
Sure, exactly. That last part, we want to see more of it. It was a great play, but also we want to see more of those kind of plays being run throughout the game, not just when the game is on the line. There was a lot in that game, Matt, where they just looked completely stagnant on offense. Not just because they were missing shots, but because of the actions they were running.
Yeah.
It was like, okay, here's a ball. All right, I'll do stuff. And it was just very I don't know. It was just very confusing. So, yeah, great play, great call, missed the shot. I would have had another shooter in there, but again, he was open, missed the shot, and you just want to see more of it. So I just want to see more guys getting more time. When you're losing like this, you shouldn't be stuck to anything. You should just be willing to try it all. Rookies and all, guys. Like, anybody should be getting an opportunity to try to get this thing back on track.
Yeah. With the offensive struggles that the Bulls have seen, especially recently, and Will mentioned, their rating by quarter. First quarters now through the first 13 games of the season, minus 13.7, 26th in the NBA. And Billy spoke about it pregame media availability. This is also from our guy, Will Gottlieb, talking about Billy saying the Bulls are feeling out the game too much to start the game rather than starting the game with, more importantly, a sense of urgency. Here's the quote from Billy. Either you're going to come out of the ring like Mike Tyson or you're going to come out bobbing and weaving. We've got to come out that way, referring to Mike Tyson.
See, I'm getting into my nerd stuff right now. No, because literally Mike Tyson came out bobbing and weaving every time he walked out. He just was moving forward.
Yeah.
But he literally was bobbing and weaving. He didn't come out just swinging. He always would come out bobbing, weaving, and then hit your ass into the middle of next week. So that's just nerd stuff. I get what you're saying. I get the analogy. I do.
Yeah.
That's just boxing nerd stuff. Kendall Gill would do the same thing to you right now. That's just boxing nerd stuff.
You don't want to get in the ring with Kendall.
You do not want to get in the ring with Kendall Gill, ladies and gentlemen.
That member of the Silver Fox Squad.
Yes.
Whoop my ass.
Whoop it up. Joe, you want to get in with Kendall?
Trust me, you don't.
No.
The fact he's thinking about it lets me know.
There was no need for a pause there.
I don't know, Joe.
Well, I mean, I could learn a thing or two.
See what I mean? See, this is why, hey, man.
Would I like to spar with him? No. I would like to get in the ring with him and, have him train me.
I don't know. Sarah Kustok got in the ring with him and, gave him one. Gave him a couple. You know what I mean?
True.
While he was in there. So, I mean, anything can happen, dog.
She's tough as hell.
She's tough as hell. Shout out Sarah Kustok.
Give him a two-piece combo.
I mean, with the biscuit, baby.
Yeah.
Like, it was something.
She did Kendall's 60-40 thing.
She did.
That, workout plan that they were doing during the COVID days.
She did. She's special, man.
He asked us to do that. I laughed in his face. Let's take a quick break. We'll come back. Notes on the fact that the Bulls are rolling with the new starting lineup tonight with Caruso in there. Billy had thoughts on that as well after last night's game. And a look at tonight's opponent, the Miami Heat. Dave.
Hey, Julia. Joey. Mind telling me what time it is?
Game time. Who?
I don't like your energy on that. Okay, I got you, though. We're going to come back. I got your energy. You shouldn't have to worry when you're buying tickets to your next big event. Game Time is a fast and easy way to buy tickets to all your sports, music, comedy, and theater nearest you with last-minute deals. All-in prices, views from your seat, and their best price guarantee. Game Time takes the guesswork out of buying those tickets. Game Time has deals on tickets right up to the start of the event, and even an hour after it starts, ladies and gentlemen. It is not the place, it is the place to find last-minute seats. Find exclusive flash deals and sponsored deals on tickets for football, basketball, baseball, concerts, comedy, theater, and much, much more. With zone deals, you do the selecting. Game Time, well, I'm sorry, you pick the section. Game Time, we'll do the selecting. Bang, bang. And you'll get yourself an average savings of, drumroll Matthew Peck, 18% savings. The Game Time guarantee means you'll always get the best price available. So take the guesswork out of buying tickets with Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, use that code CHGO. Get yourself $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account, redeem that code CHGO. Get yourself $20 off. Download Game Time today. Last minute tickets, lowest price guaranteed. Because, man, Joey, what time is it?
Good job. Who?
Oh, he was so ready. He was so ready for that fake out. The no-look pass.
Yes, sir.
Joey's on his toes today.
He was. To be fair, I told him it was coming. To be fair. But he was ready.
Still ready?
He still dunked it. Still
ready.
dunked it. Dunk's a dunk, man.
Tonight's CHGO Bulls pregame also brought to you by our friends at Goose Island, Chicago's beer. They have been since 1988, the Jordan year. Honkity honkity.
Honkity honk honk.
Try their Oktoberfest. It's delicious. You're allowed to drink it in November.
Yes.
Try the wonderful variety of Beer Hug family. There's a tropical right here. This is the one that packs the biggest punch. This is a 9.9 ABV, which, you know, when the Bulls are 4-9, can do you some good.
Damn it. Right there for me.
There.
I was
What'd you have?
I was about to say something along that ilk, but Matt, took the words out of my mouth.
Oh, okay. All
It's
right.
a good opportunity for humor, but good stuff, Matt.
Would you like to finish the ad read, Joe?
No. You can continue, please.
The 312 Wheat Ale, and of course the full pocket pills, which Dave, you were saying you had a couple of at the Madhouse last night.
Double dose. Chugged
Double
one,
dose.
then took the other one to my seat.
They are delicious.
Delicioso.
Grab Ultra Fresh Brewery exclusive beers at Goose Island's original brew house on Clybourne Ave in Lincoln Park, or from their tap room on Fulton Street, just right down from us here in West Town. Goose Island Beer Company is Chicago's beer.
Boom.
All right, y'all. So, official, Billy Donovan insinuated in his postgame comments last night that this would remain the case for the foreseeable future, but the Bulls have put out their starting five announcement for tonight's game, and Caruso is in there. Along with Kobe White, Zach LaVine, DeMar, and Vooch.
Okey-doke.
And to that end, this is what Billy Donovan had to say after last night's game about this shift of taking Caruso out of the bench, energy role and putting him in the starting lineup. It puts you in a different situation because you're not playing him for almost 12 minutes straight. I have to take a look at that combination of guys, what that looks like. You're taking a guy that's your energy guy, and he's going 12 minutes without playing. And Billy there referring to the bridge of, back half of first quarter into second quarter, when usually that is, when Caruso's coming in there and throwing you a little extra punch. It also sounded like Caruso was getting a finger looked at in last night's game.
Yes.
Caruso mentioned that, saying it's a pinky finger that's been bothering him for years, and it just kind of, got hit a couple of times throughout the game last night.
For years.
So they had him, the team docs or whoever was looking at it.
Okay.
So that contributed to him being off the floor a bit more. But, Billy basically is now getting to a point, a dozen games into the season, where he's trying whatever he can.
Yeah.
Because the results aren't showing. So what did you make of this latest move by Billy after the Pat for Torrey switch? And then now we get, and it sounded like Billy also alluded to the fact that were it not for Caruso missing a couple of games with the toe, that this change would have come sooner if he were active in those games.
Wow. I didn't see the change in the team. I saw it as far as Caruso is concerned, the starting lineup. He started the game off hitting a couple threes. So you saw Caruso and what he's been doing, what he's been doing all season. So
firing.
Yeah, seriously on
Didn't
fire.
he just have like 9 of the Bulls' 16 first quarter points?
He literally was on fire, dog. Like Caruso was on fire. And from that moment, I said, It's like, he's going to be the one? But it's been great for him. I haven't seen it affect the starting lineup. But again, I'm not saying this to discredit him because I haven't seen anyone affect the starting lineup.
Right.
They've been terrible in the first quarter. Like Will said, like that differential, like 26th in the league. Was it minus 13, like you said? So that's terrible. I haven't seen it change something. I would love to see it start tonight. They usually play the Heat pretty well defensively. I mean, it's usually a low-scoring game, just a defensive battle when it comes to those two teams. So I would have no problem having Caruso out there against this team. I'd like to see what it would help on the offensive end with the other guys. I'm not going to put it on Caruso. He's been doing his thing offensively and defensively for this team. So if he's doing those things, absolutely put him in the starting lineup, see what you can get. But the rest of the guys have got to step up. Zach having 2 points, Vooch just still being in a slump. DeMar, it's hard for me to get on, especially knowing he wasn't with the team.
Yeah.
So I can't really get on him too much. We'll see how he plays in a back-to-back. He should probably be a little more fresher than he usually is in those back-to-backs. So that should be interesting to watch also. But they have got to get off to a better start in these first quarters, man, at least one time. So Yeah, just keep trying things, Billy. I have no problem with you continuing to try anything.
Appreciate you, Anthony, for tuning in. I feel you. Times are tough. We're always here for you.
Yeah,
Tune in. Even if you don't want to watch the game, just watch pregame and postgame. We'll let you know what's going on.
We got you back.
The other interesting wrinkle to if Billy does stick with Caruso in that starting lineup for, as he said, the foreseeable future, the minutes of your new bench mob, because Jevon Carter, who we've been talking about for a while now, maybe being someone who deserves more minutes and a deeper look from Billy because, hey, he's one of the few people on this team that can knock down a three these days. Yeah. He played a season-low 10 minutes last night. Patrick Williams, meanwhile, went to being the 9th guy off of Billy's bench last night and played 13 minutes.
And didn't score, am I right? Neither one of them scored.
Patrick Williams and Jevon Carter combined for a whopping 0 points.
Correct. And Jevon, I believe Jevon took one shot.
Jevon even didn't take a shot.
Right. Oh, okay, yeah. He put up the Tony Snell on you. And that's not his fault. Honestly, I don't even blame him for that. He hasn't really been able to find, his feet. You know? Like, his minutes just aren't something that's been consistent. Pat is a whole nother monster. How many opportunities we didn't give him, my man, right here, and he's still putting up the Tony Snell. That's just terrible. So, but yeah, of course, Bulls fans just want to see Jevon so much more. I definitely want to see him more. Just get him more opportunity. But it's not even a sense of putting him more minutes in the rotation. It's knowing when he's hot. Mm-hmm. That's all I'm caring about. Knowing when Jevon Carter's out. I'm not saying he's going to be out here whooping teams' asses and stuff.
Right.
So I'm not mad about last game because I'm like, if he didn't take a shot, he wasn't on. You know what I mean? All right, fine. But he's come in there and had games where he was on, and the same thing has happened, and he played the same kind of amount of minutes.
Right.
So that's the thing I need to see change from Billy. I don't know what Jevon did. I don't know the clue. I love what our guy Ross Pierce put up on Twitter. It was a picture of Jevon Carter. It said I've been shooting 46% from three.
I've never seen you before in my life.
I was dying laughing.
Who is this guy?
I was dying laughing, dog. But yeah, I don't know what it is, but hopefully he gets a chance, man, tonight. He's got another opportunity to get a chance.
That he does. Against a somewhat patched together Heat lineup who are still without Tyler Herro, who's been battling an ankle. When he's been on the floor this season, he's looked pretty darn good. The Heat starting five tonight, you got Kyle Lowry and Duncan Robinson, Jimmy G Buckets, Haywood Highsmith, who's actually been playing pretty well and looking good for them so far.
Talked about him in the preseason.
And then Bam, who is just doing Bam things.
Good Lord, he's balling.
So, it's been kind of a mixed bag of when their big three of Jimmy, Herro, and Bam play this season, but all three of them are averaging over 21 points a game. There's balance with this Heat team. Yeah. They're not great offensively. Their offensive rating currently 17th in the NBA, 112.5. But they find ways. They do a lot in the mid-range, kind of similar to what the Bulls do. Correct. But sometimes any of these guys can get hot, whether it's Duncan Robinson in the starting lineup tonight, who sometimes plays a bench role for them. Yes. He's playing well. Caleb Martin can get hot out of nowhere and knock down shots. Kyle Lowry doing his thing, facilitating. And then Bam, just scoring inside at will. Yeah.
Bam has been amazing, for them this season. He's really been on a mission. Things are really clicking for him this season. Again, small sample size, but right now he's averaging career highs in points, rebounds, and free throw percentage right now. Shooting. Of course, he's not shooting a lot of threes, but I believe shooting 50% from three. He's not shooting a ton. Shooting 0.2. Take that how you want it. But his field goal percentage and all those things have definitely been up, and he has just been up, especially on the boards. He has just been attacking and viciously attacking.
Double digit, I think 10.4 boards per game so far for Bam.
Correct, 22 a game. And he's just been awesome. This is the Bam that I kind of thought I would see last year and even the year before, but it's kind of caught up. And maybe it's him being fed up with people kind of underestimating him because of his size. He's still underestimated. But shit, he's been balling. So shout out to him.
And would not be surprised to see Bam, be given a bunch of looks tonight if they go to him, on the offensive end, because they got to make up for 19 shots a game that are coming from Tyler Herro. Joe, I don't know if you have those season stats from Herro we could take a look at. This is the production that the Heat are going to be without tonight. He is their leading scorer so far at nearly 23 a game.
Well done.
Pretty respectable shooting splits. You see there over 41% from three thus far this season.
Yeah.
And right there, 19 field goal attempts per game, more than Jimmy, more than Bam. And they have been able to win some of these games without him on the floor.
Yeah.
The other interesting part of that conversation is that we're still in this wait-and-see mode about Zach LaVine and potential trade partners. Miami keeps coming up as a team that might be looking to add a piece. They didn't get, they didn't win the Dame sweepstakes. They started 1-4, and people were like, oh, what does this Heat team need to do? Now, just this obnoxious Heat culture, we find these great role players all over the place crap that as a Bulls fan drives me crazy. Oh yeah, we're on a 7-game winning streak and we're 8-4. Do we even need to trade for Zach LaVine?
Dude, we talked about this in the preseason, and why I said I'm just not betting against them, in the regular season. Everybody's like, oh, it feels like the decline's time. And I'm like, dude, we watch this every year with them. They will pull somebody out, and I specifically said Highsmith. I was like, they're going to pull somebody out like him, and they're just going to keep winning. That's just what their MO is, dog, to pull out somebody you never heard of and seen in your life. He come out and average like 15, 20 a game, and you're like, damn, the Heat doing it again? Yeah, they're doing it again, man. It's what they do. I don't think they turned down to Zach LaVine. Obviously, they don't want to give up what they would give up for Dame.
Well, now it's like, I was listening to Nekias Duncan on the latest Low Post on my drive into the office today, and he does a lot of close look stuff at the Heat, and they were talking about Miami. I was like, oh, great, Bulls Heat on deck, and that maybe he could still see Zach LaVine, notching them up a level for a deep playoff run over Tyler Herro, but if you are attaching something else to Tyler Herro in that trade, if you're Miami, that you don't want to make it much of anything, because, you look at Herro's production, look at Zach LaVine's production right now.
Yeah.
Kind of right around, I think Zach's the Bulls' leading scorer at 22 points and change.
Yeah.
It's right where Duncan is, and, Zach's not shooting as efficiently as Tyler Herro is right now.
God, no.
He's also making $15 million a year more.
Yes,
true. That's true.
That is a point there, Joe.
This doesn't feel like the Bulls have played the Heat tough for, it feels like, the past couple seasons.
Yes. Yeah.
But we also know who the Heat are, and this doesn't feel like a game where they can afford to do what they have been doing.
Talking about the Bulls, you mean?
Yeah, trailing by 17 in the first half. I don't know if you're going to be able to grind out offensive, scores at the end of the game and just hero ball yourself back into the mix.
Yeah.
Pun intended.
Yeah.
88 Keys 444 said Max Strus has entered the chat. At least we don't have to deal with that heartache anymore when we play Miami. He gone. He got paid. Good for him.
Man.
Good for him. But they just find these random role players that come in and produce, especially young ones. Yeah. Like Jaime Jaquez, who it's not a nobody.
He's not a nobody.
He was on a UCLA team that was pretty damn good.
He was pretty good there.
But it's like,
he's like, already?
You put some stupid phrases on a block font on your court in the paint. Heat culture. God, I hate it. And as a Bulls fan, I can't say anything about it. Because your team, and somebody else in the comments was AK mentioned, hey, talk about, missing Herro tonight.
Yeah.
They went to the finals.
They did.
Without Tyler Herro.
Without
and
him.
his services.
At all.
So.
At the 8th seed.
Yeah.
They went to the finals without him. So, again, it's what they do, dog. It's what they do.
I hate it.
I hate it so much.
I hate it. How do you see this being another sort of knockdown, drag out, ugly Bulls Heat game tonight?
It feels like it. It's either that or a blowout. That's how I kind of feel.
A Bulls blowout win, you mean?
Either boring or a blowout. It's kind of how I feel it is, The Bulls do have an opportunity to win. I do like having Caruso in that lineup because of what he could provide defensively for them. Those young guys on the Heat still haven't seen somebody like Alex Caruso. So they're going to get a taste of that and what that kind of feels like. So I'm interested to see how that works. But I am not looking forward to watching Bam Adebayo work Vooch at all, dog. Vooch is really – you think his offensive declined? His defense, man, has truly, truly declined. And it is not fun to watch at all. He's getting worked.
Also curious to see which version of Jimmy we get tonight. He's been
really
kind of
chilling against us.
He's chilling.
Yeah.
so far this season, he's shooting, 48% from the field. A lot of mid-range stuff. He's shooting 47% from three. That's stupid.
Yeah, he's chilling. Man. He's just shooting.
But he's he's chilling. He's already taken some rest
days
nights
off,
and whatnot. But like, are we gonna get like angry revenge Jimmy tonight?
Nah.
In his old home, or is he just gonna?
He don't care anymore.
I mean, and that is the one thing that Jimmy will do tonight is get to the free throw line.
Oh God,
I think he and Bam are close to 20 collective free throws a game. Some like 8 and 9, 9 and 8, something like that. They get to the line. And
also, just quick again, like I mentioned, Caruso again, he plays well against the Heat, offensively and defensively. So the fact that he's on a hot streak right now kind of bodes well for that. I'm not saying I want the Bulls to win this game, and I think they do have a chance we get this win just because of how they've always played the Heat. It has always been a tough knockout, drag-out thing, and the Bulls can get hot, but they have got to hit some threes. Because if you notice, remember that first game of the year?
Yeah.
When they beat the Heat, when Dragic kind of went crazy, it was because he went crazy from the three-point line, and the Bulls shot really well. When they lost to them in the play-in game, go look at those three-point numbers from the Chicago Bulls. It wasn't good at all. My God. So, yeah, that's what they got to do. They got to hit some shots.
Let me just say this. I just noticed this. Our guy Will Gottlieb tweeting out a video.
Okay.
The worm is in the building.
Ooh.
Dennis Rodman at tonight's game. He is wearing a Bad As I Wanna Be t-shirt.
Oh, Matt's heart.
I made my parents let me get his autobiography when I was 9 years old.
Who's this naked
You know
man
how much sex and drugs are in his autobiography?
Tons.
And I was just a 9-year-old Bulls fan who was like, I want to read this book.
Yeah. It's when Matt's ways from this to this. It was 9 years old.
It took a while, but I eventually wore them down and won that argument.
Yes.
And I still have my copy of Bad As I Want to Be on
just
my
heard
bookshelf
the
at
chest
home.
hairs poking out his
Let me just say,
chest.
as much as it drove me crazy to watch the Bulls embarrass themselves with Joakim in the house,
Yeah.
same deal.
Same deal.
Don't make Rodman watch crap basketball tonight. Please.
He doesn't deserve that.
Please.
He don't deserve it, man.
Show the worm some love. Make him proud.
Of course he's here for Miami and Chicago, though. Of course he is.
You never know where the worm shows up.
Oh, you never know.
All right, we are 5 minutes past 7 Chicago time. Tip off right around the corner. That is it for pregame. Thank you for hanging out with us. Hit that thumbs up button if you're watching along with us on YouTube. Yes, Alex, we will be here after the game for post. Our guy will join us.
Yeah.
Until then, Big Dave's on Twitter, Balby at WL Sports, on Bulls_Peck. Our pal producer, Joey Spathis at Joey Spathis.
Joey 1K.
Always ready, on his toes. Follow Will_Gottlieb for updates throughout tonight's game. Appreciate the super chat, AK. Bulls play not to lose for the first 3 quarters and then try to make it interesting.
Come on, Bulls.
It's a bold strategy, Cotton. It has not worked for them yet.
First basket, Joe?
Caruso.
First basket. Get it in there.
Oh, no, I think I took DeMar. I don't even know. One of those two.
You can bet multiple. We will see y'all for post game, Bulls Nation. Much love. See you, Red. Be good.
Peace.
Boop.